Poliisi mu kibuga ky'Ejjinja City ebakanye n'ogw'okunoonyereza ekiviiriddeko omuyizi w'essomero lya Wanyange Girls okwetuga. Josephine Namulinga abadde aweza emyaka 17 asangiddwa mu kisulo ng'alengejjera ku muguwa.
Tetulina kyankomeredde ekyaviiriddeko omwana ono okufa, naye tuli mu kunoonyereza. Wabula ensonga of course zibaawo oluusi nga zeekukusa ku mwana ng'omwana naddala bino ebya relationships, oba nga omwana abadde alina okunyigirizibwa nga kuviira ddala waka mu mikwano gye ku ssomero bwe bityo. Tujja kutuuka ku kituufu kyennyini.
Kyampa okwewuunya nti omwana aba yafa ssaawa emu, lwaki essimu nagifuna ssaawa.
I was informed late about my daughter's death. I asked the head teacher what happened. All she said was that Josephine was found in the dormitory, hanging, having committed suicide. Why did the police take the body of my daughter so quick from the scene without waiting for me to see her? Many times I've seen that police take its time when reviewing the crime scene. This poses a lot of questions how my daughter died. On reaching the mortuary, I found out that my daughter had been operated on without my consent. Some internal organs had been taken out.
Tubaniriza mwenna abagobezi ba Global TV Uganda, how are you doing? We hope that you're fine. Tukome wano nga Global TV Uganda kubanga tukusunsulira amawulire. As it happens here in the country Uganda, Kampala the capital. My name is Kusima Alvin with Mr. Padebra and Magezi Gawakaima to give you full analysis of news as it happens here in Uganda. Mr. Padebra, soko obuze ku bagoberezi ba Global TV.
Abagoberezi baffe mwenna mbabuuzaako era ne mbagamba nti tuli basanyufu nnyo okuba nti mutugoberera. Butuufu tetulina kye tuyinza okubaawo okujjako okubeebaza olw'okuba nti mutugoberera nga tetulina ssente oba tetufukamidde, wabula nga mukikoze nga mukijja ku mitima gyammwe. Tubeeyanzizza nnyo, tubeeyanzeege.
Era ndowooza wano tujja okubasabira okwongera okusubscribing, sharing that link so that we can spread the gospel nga bwe gaba gatuuse wano ku Global TV Uganda. Endeavor to tap that notification bell okubanga ofuna updates nga bwe ziba zigwawo ku budde bwonna, osobole okubanga otugoberera bulungi. So mwami Padebra, ennaku z'omwezi 25 omwezi guno, omuyizi omu owa Jinja SS, essomero erimanyiddwa obulungi nga Wanyange Girls School, omuyizi yagenda, amawulire gagamba nti omuyizi ono bamusanga yeewanise, like she committed suicide. Naye this thing has aroused like different feelings among Ugandans, most especially the parents. Essomero lyo kyetuyinza okwogera obudde buno nti mu mbeera
enzibu ddala,
omuzungu gyayita kwagamaya.
Yes, a state of kwagamaya.
Ekyo naye nga leero njagala tutunulire ku parenting, kuba ekintu kino kirabika kisukka ku ssomero n'omwana okuba nga yeetuze. Abazadde n'abayizi kiki kye balina okukola okulaba nga abaana bano we batali, abazadde we batali, like these children not in the presence of the parents, what are the parents supposed to do?
Of course, tulina okimanya nti our education system has it boarding and day section. So in boarding section, we have a role of the administration, teaching staff and non-teaching staff, taking care of our learners, taking care of our children. But on the other hand, when it comes to the section, we should understand that it is the role of both the school and the parent in ensuring that these learners are well nurtured, in ensuring that these learners are cared for and we understand what they could be suffering from, what are their problems, what is it they are going through in their day-to-day life. You understand? So knowledge, or if there is a gap on the other side of the parents, that they are not showing concern about this child who comes back from school over the night, they are tired, and all the parents that they do is to back at them, to instruct them to go wash utensils or going shopping, cooking food, moving the cattle from the grazing grounds, to mention but a few. I wonder abazadde baba missing the whole big point. They would not have understood what problems their children are going through. Now, about this story that this happened at school, that means that for this child should have had issues in a boarding section of this said school, as Wanyange Girls School, commonly known as Jinja SS. So n'olwekyo kitegeeza nti omwana ono abadde n'obuzibu obw'enjawulo eri ku ssomero lyabwe, naye nga perhaps there was no person they would confide in to tell them, to tell about her problems. So at the end of the day, she was beaten to the ground. She had no any alternative probably but to commit suicide. However, this story has also some other issues. We're talking about a girl by the name of Josephine Namuli, age 17. According to the parents' statement, it is said this girl is a short, stout girl. Being short, how on earth could she have been able to climb on top of the roof, then tie a knot of the rope and hang herself in the doorway? So that raises questions.
Because this thing has not been a habit in the schools in Uganda.
Tusooke twogere ku ekyo tufumiitiriza how a short person can climb on the top of the roof in the dormitory and tie a knot of the rope, then that they hang their neck, hang themselves to death. How is that possible? Probably this gives questions to the fact that this person could have been murdered within school, and the school should give the authorities time and chance to make their investigations. Also, that the authority should think beyond the statements made, the scenes that they captured, and give it real broad kind of investigation on how this could have been possible. It is almost telling someone that a young baby of probably a year or two is capable of climbing on top of the door, and then they fall down. By the ages of 1, how is this person even strong? Their body is even feeble. How do they climb on top of the door that now they fall down?
Does this show some things with our schools? Because schools are given responsibilities of taking care of these children when their parents are not around. So when this comes with a school, it is so unexpected. It is so unexpected because when parents bring their children, they expect to pick them alive and kicking. If this child has died in school, what does it show of our schools?
I think at a point we should also understand schools because this child might decide to commit suicide even at home. While at home, a brother, a relative of the sort, or any other person can kill the child. So it goes around understanding the child or children in the institutions, either a family or a school. While in an institution, find out what could be the problems or challenges of this child or these children we're having. Maybe if this child was killed, probably she could have had a conflict between her and other learners that might have killed her. So to speak, if the school could always be in the know, could always find time to really look forward, finding out information, finding out how their children are living daily, then they would know what problems they have. If someone has a conflict with the others, then they would tell someone has a conflict with the fellow learners.
So to
and
me,
now they would solve their conflict.
To me, all causes of stress in school, in a setting like of a school, they can be managed by the administrators. So if this thing is stress, what are the faults with the school, especially Wanyange girls? Because boleeta omwana, like the reason as to why some parents bring children at school to be in a boarding section is to keep these children away from this stress at home.
Stress can never be avoided.
When I bring this child
it's
at school,
unavoidable.
when I bring this child at school, you people have all what it takes to relieve this student or this child from stress.
I do believe that some parents bring their children as residues, as outcasts from other schools. So by the time this child is brought to now a new school, that a parent tells the administration, the new administration, about the problem of their child. So in this case, then the school is supposed to handle this child in accordance to what the parent has explained about their child. If the child is a drug addict, then they must be treated in a special way as to how you would give rehabilitation to a drug addict. In other words, if a school cannot manage such a child, it is better off to say no place for your child other than admitting the very child. Secondly, if this child has lost a parent, still a school can get to know. Has lost a beloved one, still a school can know. If this child is in a distress because of a relationship, still if a school is a serious of a type, they can still know that our child so and so has been in a distress as a result of stressing relationship, failing relationship. We know these are young people, but as being young people, we have got adults, young men and women in schools, especially in A level and those in upper O level classes. So being adults, they engage in relationships. I believe still it is of recent that a head prefect of some school had to kill a girlfriend just because a girlfriend danced with a different boy during a prom party. So this tells a lot that schools should have time to really give attention to the children they have, because it is their responsibility to ensure that there is safety of these children, that these children are kept alive to have their future, to have them as benefiting citizens for this country.
Mr. Padebrand, I want you to leave advice for these students, because parents take a lot, like they take a lot to raise this child, and when you're sent at school, you decide to commit suicide. What advice do you have for these children?
For me, I believe these children can always find those they can confide in. If you have a problem, you are a drug addict, you have been raped before, you have had a failing relationship, if at all you have been pushed into a situation of bullying, teasing, if at home you have been molested by a stepfather or a stepmother, if you are being tortured at home, say you are a day scholar, tell these teachers when studying their education as a course at the university, part of the course units that they study is guidance and counseling. They also have psychology. They have sociology as a course unit. So they have all what it takes to understand human life, human problems, human mind, and how to go about solving problems that indeed affect a human being. So confide in your teachers, those closest to you, those friendly to you. Even when you think someone is not friendly, perhaps you are judging them wrongly. If you told them a problem or the other, they can give you the best counseling and guidance, the best advice.
Thank you very much, Mr. Padebran.
Yes,
but
please.
my advice to these students is that let important things in life matter. Don't treasure things while at school that are going to stress you in the long run. If it's a relationship, what is it for? Forgo it, you will have enough with time. Thank you very much, Mr. Padebran. Our dear viewers,